So today's kind of a rainy, dreary day, and I've decided it's the perfect day for me to kind of look back over my last couple of weeks and see what's kind of been going on in my life right now. I've had a lot of change going on, and I haven't been handling it very well. My glasses have changed. My household has changed since I have lost one of my dogs. And finding out that I respond to change by way of pain, physical pain, has been really eye-opening and really insightful, and something that I want to dig a little bit deeper into. So I hope you stick around with me for my journey. First off, a fun change. So these are my new glasses, and my husband picked them out for me, and I happily said, sure, I'd love to try those. You guys, I have been so stressed out waiting for these to come in. They're nothing like I would never have chosen these. The shape, they're rose gold, they're wireframe all the way, never. But I love them. So these are the new ones. What do you think? And these were my old ones. They're cute too. But honestly, I've been wearing the same style for almost, 25, 30 years. So, it's time for a change, right? I realized that I was stressing out over getting new glasses, and then it ended up being okay. And in the last video I posted, I had gotten interrupted while I was, flowing and vibing, cooking and baking and doing those sorts of things, and melting down into this anger tantrum that I couldn't explain. And then realizing that it wasn't anger that I was feeling, but it was physical pain that I didn't know how to deal with, and that I didn't know where it was coming from. And that's so interesting now when I think back on that, because things change all the time. My whole body is always in pain. I have neuropathy in my feet. I have lumps throughout my body and tense, tight shoulders, and my neck is hurting all the time. I have headaches. I have stomach issues and stomach problems. And I know that it manifests from a lot of different things, but I'm starting to see a correlation with things that change in my life and the direct correlation to overwhelm. I'm so overwhelmed. It's like the overwhelm has nowhere to go. So it like seeps back into my body as pain. And of course, my brain doesn't recognize that I'm experiencing pain. It interprets it as anger. It's no wonder why people think we have anger issues. And it's not necessarily that we're angry. It's other things going on that we can't explain. And, I was talking with my son about this the other day. He's been in and out of anger sessions his whole life. And he's like, Mom, he goes, the anger's just not going away. And I said, that's because we're autistic. It's not true anger that we're experiencing per se. It's more like we don't know what to do with what's going on in our brain and how our brain is moving through whatever is happening. It's almost like losing control of our situation, losing control of our surroundings. I need control. Is the temperature right? Is it too hot? Is it too cold? My food, certain foods absolutely cannot change. Now I understand. In the past, when I would have different foods that I wasn't expecting, and I would have these, what I thought were tantrums. Now I understand that they're, not tantrums, but meltdowns. I couldn't figure out why am I so angry? Now I get it. Now I see it. It's all about change. And so one of the things that I'm going to be working on this year with my therapist is trying to figure out how to work through those how to work through those changes, how to work through those things, how to work through the manifestation of this pain that I'm in when things change. And it's no wonder I'm always in pain. And then the other thing that I want to work on this year is getting all of my selves together, getting my right brain side, my ADHD, my DD, and then my autistic side, autism, Lizzie, and trying to get all three of us together, and at least so we can sit down at the table and discuss things. I'm beginning to understand and realize now that one of us takes over in certain situations and decides how we're going to respond to things, or stimulus or stimuli or sensory issues, those sorts of things, or impulsivity. And what I want to try to work on this year is me being the driver of Dee Dee and Lizzie, and having them be like in the car with me, but I'm driving. Maybe one of them's giving directions and one of them saying, but ooh, that looks fun over there, let's do that. And kind of see if we can blend together and be one person. But anyway, I kind of wanted to come back on here and talk a little bit more about change as a follow-up to the last video that I posted, because I've been really thinking about it a lot more, and I'm absolutely blown away that looking back and reviewing some of the highlights of my anger have all been due to change, or due to me misunderstanding what's going on, misunderstanding conversations, misunderstanding directions, misunderstanding, any type of instructions, because that's also change. Because if I'm working on something and somebody's like, well, that's not what we discussed, it has to be this way. Well, all of a sudden that's a change. Pain, overwhelm, anger. I see the pattern now because I love patterns, of course. I'm sure I'm not the only one that's suffering with this. We all are. And I use the word suffering very small, because I don't like to say who we are and what we do is suffering. It's more about just insight and awareness as to what our triggers are, and then how to work through those triggers. But I really want to try to figure out some things, and hopefully you have some things that you want to figure out too. And I hope you leave some comments down below. Share your stories with me in the comments, because I would love to feature your story, and have you share with us some of the challenges that you're going through. So I think that would be really cool, because I'm a grandmother and I need to know. So anyway, you guys have a great day. As usual, drink plenty of water and stay hydrated. Remember to eat. And I will see you in my next video.